Hi, and welcome to another news edition of Venezuela Insider. Today is November 7th of 2025. So, a lot has happened, mostly on the news, since last time, just hours ago. And a couple of interesting things had happened. The first is a Senate voting on the Congress, looking, invoking the World Powers Resolution. It was co-sponsored by the Democrats, Tim Kaine and Adam Schiff on the Senate. However, um that didn't pan out for the Dems. The legislation was actually rejected on the Senate 51 to 49. Of course, most of the voting went through party lines. Rand Paul and Lisa Murkowski, they were the GOP defectors that voted with the Democrats. And we remember that just a month ago, the the same co-sponsors introduced this bill on the Senate and also didn't pass. So that means that President Trump has the green light in order to make everything that he sees fit regarding military options in the Caribbean. And even if such legislation passed in the Senate and then on the House, still not much that they can do. Trump, basically every U.S. president has, executive power in order to use the military as they see fit. So, well, that's the first thing. Other interesting event, but this time is an article from the Atlantic saying this is the first time since the military operation started that apparently Maduro and the top brass of his government are thinking about negotiating an exit and just leave it like it is. And I think it's good news if that happens. No, not a war, not a conflict, anything like that. We can have a peaceful resolution to this event. According to the article, Qatar will be involved on be the middleman on this negotiation. And according to the Atlantic, the the request by Maduro and his people, what they are looking for is immunity. First, being dismissed these bounties on their heads, the 50 million bounty on Maduro, and there are several members of the Maduro's government that have a bounty of their own. The prices differ: 25 million, 10 million, 15 million, and so on. Like the Minister of Defense, Padrino, I'm sorry, he has 15 millions on his head as well. And also, they're looking, of course, a comfortable exile, having some money to carry around. And this is the textual phrase from the Atlantic, they're looking, candy. They're looking if the candy on the jar is good enough, they might think about it. Now, this is off the record. We don't have official confirmation of this particular, backdoor channel negotiation. So, let's see what happens. Also, just recently, like an hour ago, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, announced another lethal strike with an alleged drug vessel in the Caribbean, and 3 people were deceased in the process. Other interesting thing, I'm gonna make a complete analysis about it, is that the Swiss financial firm UBS made a great analysis on why Venezuela will become huge and has a huge potential growth on the near future, invoking, of course, the same reasons: oil industry, mining, the room for improvement, basically at any given industry is great, human capital, yada, yada, yada. And also they talk about a 10% GDP growth compounded every single year for the next decade or so. And of course, basically, that's the same information that I have been giving you guys since the past 5 years or so. Now, my my fees are cheaper than UBS or any Swiss financial firm. So, well, yeah, if you wanna pay, if you wanna pay a premium for that, well, be my guest. But I'll give you equally or better analysis for that, and cents on the dollar. But yeah, please be my guest. Okay, that's all that we have for now. There are a bunch of articles, pieces, CNN, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, um, and so on. Also, that the newsletter just came up today, in order to be updated with the news with more detailed information. Thanks again, and we'll see each other on the next video.